read work from great mystics, I can think of a number of people throughout history. Ramana Maharshi is one. Jnaneshwar, a mystic of in India of the 13th century, I think. Shankara, who was hard to date, probably 8th century or 9th century. I feel a certain resonance with what they write about their experiences. I think I understand some of what they experienced, but I can't be sure. And you see it in other traditions too. The one that I'm the most familiar with is probably a Hindu one, or one that comes out of the Hindu world, Hindu culture. But there are great Buddhist writings and great Christian writings and great Jewish writings and great Muslim writings that also resonate very, very much. There are a lot of great Sufi experience resonates for me, and some Christian group who were known by their enemies as ranters in the 17th century in England. Some of them had experiences that make sense to me. Lawrence Clarkson and the experience of the single eye, the blinding light. The Quakers, the early Quakers, with their experience of the inner light. A lot of that resonates with the experiences that I've had. But I can't say that there's scientific evidence yet that really describes those experiences in a way that would convince a pure skeptic that they're anything but hallucinations or whatever. And they may well be hallucinations. If they are, they're surely wonderful ones that transform lives and often bring great peace and joy to the people that experience them. So I don't know if I think that's bad. There's much in religion that has been very bad, but that's the social parts of it. That's the dogmatic parts, the us against them parts, the parts that seem to anyone who's had an experience of that indescribable reality, I think that seems somewhat limited, except, then we all live in our society. You can have an experience of that reality, and you're sure that it's part of the Bible, and it's got it from Jesus, and therefore the religion you learned as Christianity is even more true in your mind, and you can, on a social level, do things that are even more distorted. So I can't say that there's something uniformly good about it. It's just that people who blame religion for humanity's ills, I think they're just wrong, because it's just part of our social nature as beings, and if it wasn't religion, there'd be many other excuses that we could find for mistreating other people, and on the whole, I think there's more of a tendency toward kindness that happens with this kind of experience than a tendency toward cruelty. But certainly someone could have this kind of experience and still be cruel. So I don't want to say that it's the answer to all of our ills. I think those answers are things that we have to work out step by step, and that happen in people's hearts and minds, evolve over a whole lifetime, and not just from that can be quite transformative, but perhaps transformative in ways that aren't always that great for society. So, I have no doubt that Muhammad had actual experience, actual religious experience. Is Islam an improvement for humanity? That's something you could debate. I think it probably has been an improvement, and has been something that's an obstacle to improvement. And I think you could probably say the same about every organized religion. And that is a problem with organized religion, and one that I've experienced. As I say, I've experienced this indescribable reality, and I have no desire to found an organized religion. So it's not something that I think is necessarily going to make life better for people. And the answer is not a new organized religion. I think the answer might be in more personal experience of this, and an understanding that that personal experience is not bound to any particular organized religion. I think that might help. That's why I'm doing this kind of speaking out. Otherwise, why even talk about it? I'm not trying to gain any control over people. I'm not trying to convince anyone or get anyone to experience what I've experienced, because I don't know how to do that. So I think really my goal is to have people think about it, and think about their own path if they are seeking a religious experience, and think about where it leads, and realize that it isn't necessarily bound up with a system of beliefs. As I say, the only things I believe for sure are that I'm conscious of existing, and that's what I'm sure about. I have a lot of opinions about other things, but I'm certainly not sure of them.